What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay? Now, we have a lot going on as it pertains to the energetics. Okay? We are dead smack in the middle of an eclipse corridor. Last night was the full moon lunar eclipse, okay? And I managed to get just a glimpse of it, okay, before I fell asleep, okay? But let's just go ahead and talk about what's going on. First of all, I want to get into the collective. Now, I'm starting to see things and get these downloads about this collective. Now, are they a collective or are they a program? Is this a program? I gotta tell you that my emotions are most certainly running high, and I'm finding myself going back to mother in the solar plexus with these arrows, bitch. But first of all, let's go ahead and call our lights first back from this program. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments caught up, lost within, or stolen by this program, which I was at one point perceiving as a collective. This is a program that these individuals will kill you with a smile. That has been what this whole eye contact thing has been about. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that remain, that are caught up, lost, or stolen within this program, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child, myself, and my counterpart. Okay, which is really just myself anyway. So, let's move on a little bit. We are still on this same collective or this program now. All they know how to do, I'm telling you, I'm sick of them. I'm tired of them. I'm through with them. Okay, they have been working for this matrix. They have been stealing glimpses of my eye contact. Okay, for this beast, for this system to keep it up and running and things of this nature. In terms of myself, it's listen, okay. I decree and declare. All they know how to do is look. They can't. They are retarded, and they get it from y'all debaters. But all they know how to do is look outward into this external reality and judge. Okay? They are not self-aware. They do not know. Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they do. Bitch, boo. That's old, and that is a wrap for that, bitch. Okay? Now, all they know how to do is look outward into this external reality, point their finger, scapegoat, and black sheep motherfuckers, instead of going inside, going into their bodies, because they are locked outside of their bodies, and healing that trauma, and getting rid of all that black goo that's inside them. Okay? I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that are caught up and lost within even them, making eyes and looking at each other. It don't gotta be me. Hold on, I don't know what's going on. Why is this happening? Oh, excuse that, but oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh, I'm real irritated. Anyway. This collective, because all they know how to do is look outward. All they know how to do is look for other people to look at. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments caught up and lost within these individuals looking for somebody to look at and making eye contact with each other are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? Now let's talk about the mothers. Let's go ahead and talk about the mothers. I want to more specifically get into this eye roll because I gotta tell you, excuse me, that I have been feeling it. This eclipse, this moon was a very strong full moon that just passed, which was the same moon with the eclipse. It was very strong. I was feeling it, and it was pulling at my heart. Now I gotta this program or this collective. I'm disgusted by them. Now, and I just been rolling my eyes and things of this nature. I gotta tell you that this eye roll is not just a regular eye roll. This eye roll is vicious, and it's most definitely an attack. Let me go ahead and call my light sparks back from just having to do that within the past couple of days at this collective who seem that they just can't read my body language. Because, bitch, what I'm saying is get away from me. Get out of my face. But they all in my face. They don't care. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that are caught up, lost, or that had gotten stolen within the midst of any of these eye rolls that I done did, okay, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, and in fact, the whole entire eye roll and that specific mother in the solar plexus. But we're going to be getting into all of these mothers and how these have been just illusions, okay, from the early life experiments. So, in other words, see, these mothers that I've been talking about, they are aspects of myself. However, none of that really happened, okay? I was in these early life experiments. I was under a trance and I was in hypnosis and things of this nature, and I was fed a bunch of bullshit. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the mothers. Okay, I'm not gonna be mean about them because essentially they still are a part of me. I'm not gonna cuss and fuss, but I'm gonna start with the gal. Now, let's go ahead with the gal. Gal, baby. Now, you was the one that signed that contract, Miss Thing. You was the one that signed the contract, and what was within that contract. Now, you didn't read it now. You did not read it. That was your mistake. But you didn't read the contract, and what was in that contract it was what was to come, which came to pass. After you signed that contract, baby, we went on down. What happened to you happened to you. Then we went down in these solar plexus where, the invasion occurred after all that fucking and sucking between myself and Orumla. Okay? Which the energy was being siphoned by these dark forces. Okay, then we moved on down into the sacral where I was raped by Orumla, kidnapped and things of this nature, and put into sex trafficking. All of that stuff was in that contract, which you should have read. But it's not like you wanted to read it anyway because you didn't give a fuck, Miss Thing. You signed it because you. Now, let me just go ahead and call my energy back from this gal. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments left behind within Gail, and I'm talking about the wholesome one as well as the one after that contract had been signed, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Gail, you've been the main one, girl. You've been the main one going against me down here in this boy body. The thing about it is that I was all about unity here. Right here, I was all about unity. I was all about love, and I was going to bat for all y'all, trying to get all the pieces to all y'all stories so that y'all could be liberated. Is what I was trying to do. But no, you and the rest of them, all y'all had me looping around this simulation. It was not fun to be molested. It was not fun to be scapegoated. Black sheep. It was not fun to have to collect cans and bottles. That wasn't fun. Okay. I decree and declare the Gail blocked and completely banished from accessing my energy field, my aura, me at any time. This is permanent across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. What I will say, Gail, is that I appreciate you, and you showed me some things. Thank you, but goodbye. Okay? Now, let's move on. Let's just go to the crown so we can go in chronological order. Now, it felt as though these individuals were real. That's because of the experiments and the hypnosis and the trance and things of this nature. The torture and the disassociation, where I would be disassociating, especially as a child, a small child. Okay. But again, with these mothers, I am feeling something about flubber, which is the same thing that I'm seeing with this, with the program and this collective, which is the same thing I've been seeing since being up. Now, my consciousness resides here. The thing about this is that my consciousness is residing here. There are energies that are left behind in the places that I've been before as these other mothers, and they are siphoning energy and using that energy. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments left behind within any of these cycles, which are nothing but illusions, starting with the crown, as the celestial body are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is none other than me and my twin. Okay. Now, as it pertains to the celestial body, I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments left behind within the celestial body as a whole, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home, brought down here into the root chakra where my consciousness currently resides right now. Are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home. Okay? Now let's move on down to the ruler of all rulers. Baby, you were a staple. When you walked the ground, you stumped it. You are essentially a part of me. You still are an illusion, though. You are full of flubber. You kept me cycling around, coming on down here into this boy body. And I really want to cuss and fuss, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay? I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments left behind, stuck or caught up within the ruler of all rulers, within the cycle where I was in the third eye, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. And as such, I decree and declare you banished, not only you, but I'm talking about the celestial body as well, banished from accessing my energy. I'm gonna need all of that energy to come on down here to where I'm at. I'm gonna need all of my fragments from that cycle to come on down into the root where I'm at from you, celestial body, and I'm also gonna have that whatever energy that is blocked from accessing my energy. And the same with you in the I'm talking about the ruler of all rulers. I'm gonna need all of that energy, all of my light sparks and fragments from up there to come on down into the root. I decree and declare all of my energy down here with me in the root chakra, and whatever energy that was up there blocked and banished from accessing. This is permanent across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Now let's move on down to Lilith, who was absolutely one of my favorites. I gotta tell you, the way that I'm feeling about the mothers now, I'm slightly disgusted, or I'm extremely disgusted. Now, when I received this download, I was most definitely distraught and full of rage. But having time to go to sleep overnight, I'm realizing that it's just the program. This is the program, and all of the mothers were programs. Because I'm feeling like we came straight into this. This is the realest cycle. Okay? So let's get into Lilith. Now, Lilith was one of my favorites out of all of the mothers, just because she was cool and calm and collected, but she was still strong like the Hulk. Okay? Let's go ahead and get our energy back from Lilith. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, soul fragments left behind within the cycle as myself and Lilith, although it was just me in hypnosis and trance anyway, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare whatever energy that is left behind up in that cycle as Lilith, blocked and banished from my energy field, and accessing my energy permanently across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? Now, we done already said Gail, we had her first because she was the one that signed the contract. Now, let's go on down into the let's go down into the covenant leader and get our energy and light sparks back. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments left behind, trapped, stuck, or stolen by the mother in the heart, the covenant leader, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? And I decree and declare that whatever energy was left behind within this lifetime or within this cycle are blocked and banished permanently across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? Now let's get into the Madame. This was after the covenant leader, where mother needed to be needed. Let's go ahead and just I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, left behind, caught up, stuck, trapped, or stolen by this mother in the heart, the Madame, at the end of the heart chakra, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Now let's get on down to the solar plexus. Solar plexus. I gotta say that you were another one of my favorites. You came through again. You were learned. You didn't take no shit, and you did what you had to do. But I'm gonna need my light sparks back because you were nothing but an illusion. You may be an aspect of myself, but my consciousness resides down here where I'm in a boy body, and I need all my energy from you, and all that dick riding you did down up there in that solar plexus. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments left behind, caught up, stuck, trapped, or lost within the lifetime, within solar plexus, my stuff are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. And I decree and declare that you, mother, whatever energy was left behind in the solar plexus, blocked and banished from accessing my energy, being within my energy and auric field permanently across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? And let's move on down to the sacral. Oshun, Miss Thing, you are the one who I'm most tender-hearted towards you, because this is the one where I pretty much lost everything. This is the one where my self-esteem was dwindling. This was the one where I was viciously raped with them spikes coming up out that dick. This was the one where I was kidnapped and locked in the cellar and sex trafficked. Okay? Let's go ahead and call our life prospect. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, stuck, lodged, or trapped within this lifetime as Oshun down in the sacral are released, removed, freed, healed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare Oshun, or this whatever energy was left behind within this chakra, blocked and banished from my auric and energy fields, and or from accessing my energy at any time, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay? Now let's move on down to the root chakra, which is now. Okay? The whole point of this is so that my light sparks can be free. Okay? And at every level, there is always there is some energy trying to hold me down or control me in some way or dominate. Let's go ahead and get our light sparks up out of myself now so that we can decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks, soul fragments that are lost, trapped, stuck in any external parties other than myself right now, any demonic networks, secret societies where we are now, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? I decree and declare whatever energy is lurking behind the scenes, especially y'all the Bayers, blocked and banished permanently from my auric energy fields, my mental, emotional, astral, physical, and etheric bodies across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? Now, and last but not least, let's get on down yonder to T Baby, who I most definitely love. Okay, but we're gonna have to call our light sparks back from any external energies that surrounding T Baby and T Baby himself. But I still love T Baby. It's like we are all integrating into one while my consciousness is here in the root. Okay, all of us combined here now. Without any influences, any external, devilish, monstrous influences. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, caught up, lost, stuck, trapped, or lodged within T-Baby, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. And I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, I decree and declare whatever energies were hiding behind T-Baby, blocked and permanently banished from accessing my energy and auric fields across all realms, timelines, and dimensions. Okay? Now, we are not done. Let's go ahead and get into prior to entering into the simulation. I want to go ahead and talk about leaving the home planet. There was so much going on that day. There was a remarkable sadness coming from me. I did not want to go. I was very much so There was a lot of resentment towards my counterpart because we had to go. I didn't want him. I did not want to separate or be separate, and surely did not want him having to deal with these girls that he dealt with. Now let me go ahead and call my life force back from all of that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that are lost, caught up, stuck, and trapped within the instance of myself and my counterpart leaving home to come here are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? Now, I think that's it. In terms of the mothers, it was nice, but you got to go. You can't keep holding me back and having me loop around. I decree and declare the looping to be over. It's a wrap. Thank you. Bye-bye.